There's 1,000 atheists. Okay.
Yeah. So now we are online, and as I said before, I know Fiona Robertson did a similar or perhaps exactly the same hangout before about the shall we call it debate or a chat between Rand Campbell and Alex Botten. And, as far as I know, Alex Botten didn't do as well as I wish he would do. I mean, there was I know he's an atheist and I'm an atheist, and he did a lot of name calling and so forth, and he admitted that he wished that Rand Campbell would get a heart attack. Of course, I know Rand Campbell, and he is what he is, but that wasn't that nice to me. So, what do you guys think?
Well, I would rejoice if he had a heart attack.
I would rejoice more if he changed his mind to, I guess, well, more socially productive positions.
It's just hopeful thinking. The heart attack thing is actually realistic.
Or maybe more realistic, yes, but anyway.
Rand Campbell's a showman. If you don't take him seriously, I think he's kind of funny and he's entertaining. In a lot of his videos, he's not being serious. He's doing stuff for kind of shock value and entertainment value. I kind of see him as like a radio shock jock or like a professional wrestler. If you kind of understand that and kind of take it in that spirit, I think it's just entertainment, and if you handle it that way, I don't think it'll bother you as much. But I think I think things got between Alex and Rand are getting too personal.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to go there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly who was formerly a believer or not, so yeah, I guess would have the insider's perspective in a way. But one thing that Alex really emphasized in his commentary was that John 3:16, and apparently limited or knowledge of it. That was pretty shocking to me. I thought it was central enough to I don't know, the message or something of Christianity that it's hard to get around it.
Mm-hmm. Floyd?
I'd lost the timestamp, so I'm not sure exactly where it was in the video, but did you catch that part, or?
No, I didn't listen to the whole thing. I just listened to bits and pieces of the Rand Alex thing. But it is personal matters. And, you said this, and you talked about my mother and father and stuff like that, and I don't I don't go there with people. But Rand Campbell does share his personal life on his YouTube channel, so he's kind of opening himself up for for people to talk like that. Unfortunately, although people don't have to go there though.
Yeah, but like you, Floyd, I didn't watch the whole thing, but to me it was more like settling old scores, more than getting something new, like bringing something new to the to us. So it's more like, okay, you called me that, and why did you do that? And I'm sorry, you called me that, and then I mean, that was more like old scores.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Well,
what I mean?
well, kind of. There was. It's not what I saw get highlighted, at least in my. Oh, jeez. It's gonna take forever to boil that off. It's not what I saw get highlighted when I was at least chatting with Alex about it, and when I what little I saw of it. I thought. I guess when there's trouble with like Fiona, for instance, had a recent thread or whatever where she asked if like Cam was a Poe, and she was getting a lot of heat for it. And Alex's interview almost seems to vindicate her, or maybe actually does. That's kind of another way it weaves into the web of all the drama that goes on. Did you guys catch any of the after discussion with Fiona and such?
No, sorry.
No.
There's a lot of good material there.
Perhaps you could explain some of it.
Oh, well, a lot of people psychoanalyzing Rand. A lot of commentary on the well, what do you call it? Fundamentalist sort of problem. Trying to even define what we really mean when we say fundamentalist, and we, strictly speaking, we mean something more specific and not strictly that. At least as it's rigorously dictionary defined and such. Clearly, there's an element of extremism involved, and various other doctrines and so on. There's like fundamentalist, fundamentalist, extremist, and pretty much by just numerical, whatever, non-denominational Protestant Americans. So, and there's a bit of variance about exactly what's the right way to define it all.
Okay.
Actually, two of you might have varying opinions on, quote unquote, who these fundamentalists are, or what's a better way to describe them. Just fundamentalists as a, whatever kind of word.
Floyd?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the heated arguments are always, from the fundamentalists versus the strong atheists. That's where because they're the most diametrically opposed people. But the fundamentalists even have trouble with the more moderate and liberal Christians. You hear, them, the fundamentalists criticizing people like Epicurus and Nate Cunningham, people like that.
Is there like an actual definition we can make, or is it something too nebulous to really have a set of proper criteria for.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would say fundamentalists are literalists and inerrantists. I think those are the most common attributes of a Christian fundamentalist. Maybe throw in young Earth creationists, I guess, as well. I guess we can throw that in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but younger.
Which is part of literalism, I would think.
Yeah, because they literally interpret what they read. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the word you used before that? I'm not sure.
Literalists and inerrantists.
Yeah, inerrantists. I mean, that's a word. It's like in Sweden that is hard to translate, because it's like, okay, this is true no matter what.
Right.
Meaning, and we. Well, sort of. If we're talking about the Bible, of course. So.
Yeah.
If you want it's not strictly their beliefs. I mean, they could believe all kinds of crazy things, and we wouldn't really care about them. And they have to. And it's not the fact the beliefs are extreme either. It's that they are, acting, lashing out, bringing that mess into the social sphere. But sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you're interested in detail of what kind of like what formal a biblical inerrancy is, and also their view on biblical hermeneutics.
Hermeneutics, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not the only one with speech problems.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's actually there's a council called the International Council for Bible Inerrancy, and they first met in 1978 in Chicago, and they created what's called the Chicago Statement of Biblical Inerrancy, and it's a whole bunch of articles of what they believe. And then later conventions, they have the Chicago Statement of Biblical Hermeneutics, and also there's one more I believe they had. I forget what it was. It was something like Chicago Statement of Biblical Application, I believe was the third one. But you can Google that, and if you want a detailed list by list article of what they believe, that will give it to you.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, it would be quite hard to take the stance that if we're talking about the Bible, that it is actually inerrant, because I mean, it's if we don't have the original of the Bible, so it's like, to me, it's like saying to my wife, for example, well, this is what I wrote you, and this is what you have to shop for supper, perhaps. And I mean, and she got a strange kind of note with a foreign language 2,000 years later, which she can't understand. And I asked her to shop for eggs, butter, and bread, and she has to interpret that. I'm not sure how to explain this kind of strange way that inerrancy, when you don't have the original, cannot be substantiated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some go as far as saying the English version. There's King James onlyers. They believe the King James Bible is inerrant and inspired, and that the Holy Spirit was involved in actually creating the King James English Bible. Some go as far as that.
Yeah.
But you can say anything. You can say, oh, all the later redactions and changes and so forth. Yeah, the Holy Spirit inspired that as well. You can say anything. Really.
Jesus didn't speak English, but
Yeah.
so I mean, either way you interpret it, this you have to. I mean, if any Christian person listen to Bart Ehrman, for example, I mean, you have to at least investigate this stuff. Okay, sure, you can say that Bart Ehrman is a fiction guy, a fiction storyteller, and he is not correct, and so forth. But he apparently, I mean, he is the expert on the New Testament, which is what most Christians use, and I mean, he uses sources from other experts. So how do you avoid that? I mean, sorry.
Yeah. Well, there's what Bart Ehrman and people like Bart Ehrman, Robert M. Price, Hector Avalos, and so forth. They're called higher critics. They use higher criticism, or what's called the historical critical method to study the Bible, and they'll use methods such as source criticism, form criticism, redaction criticism, and so forth. To try to understand the original meaning and context of the Bible, and a lot of conservatives, evangelical fundamentalists are very much against that because it exposes things like redactions that came into the original text, denies certain authorships. It denies like Moses wrote the Pentateuch, for example. Deny that. It'll show how the Gospels were originally anonymously written, but they want to believe the Gospels were actually written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So they see it as an attack on their faith. The historical critical method treats the Bible like it would any other text, but they don't like that. They think the Bible is an inspired word of God, so therefore they want to treat it differently. It's special pleading.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I've heard this arguments from like True Empiricism, G-Man, Arcane, Nephilim Free, and others, but I really would like to know what they say about that that there is no I mean original. I mean that to me is like, okay, there is possibly a chance that someone has read something and interpreted it this way, and by mouth someone has interpreted it this way and wrote this text. I mean, we actually have evidence of exceptions written in the margin of the Bible. So it's like the author is saying, is this to be included or not? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, to me that would be not inerrant in any way, shape, or form. So, go on, Floyd.
I mean, the original texts, because we don't have them. I mean, the original text could be riddled with errors and contradictions and who knows, and spelling errors and you name it, and the later texts could have fixed all those things. We simply don't know. So
Sure.
I don't see how you can say, oh, the original texts are perfect and so forth. The original text could be even worse, and over time it was improved upon.
Yeah. To shape the meaning of the belief.
Yeah, but yeah, if you read the Chicago Statement on Biblical Inerrancy, they actually say, oh, the originals are inspired and they're perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I have investigated this, and there are thousands of versions of the text in Greek, and there are thousands of versions of the text in Hebrew. And let's take the old example with the. I've mentioned this before. It's when Jesus is sitting in the temple, and he's writing in the Psalm, and the others have found a woman who has committed adultery, and they throw her to the feet of Jesus, and they sort of, as I understand it, like the scholars say, try to pin him. Are we going to stone her to death like the old laws say, or are we going to forgive her like the new law says? I mean, the New Testament. And of course, that is a big question. How is Jesus going to solve this? And he continues to write in the sand, and then he looks up and he says, the familiar words, who among you is without sin shall throw the first stone. And of course, no one is without sin, so no one throws the stone. And then then he asks the woman, "Are you?" It goes on like she's innocent, but apparently she isn't. So, I mean, that verse isn't anywhere to be found in the early text. So, I mean, how can you reconcile the Bible to inerrant and perfect in every way, shape, or form if we clearly know that it isn't? Welcome, Rob Lane, of course.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm just listening.
Yeah, and now we have another Patrick Greens.
Yeah, not only that, yeah, that story isn't found in the earlier transcripts of the John Gospel, and also we have early manuscripts of the Luke Gospel where that story is in the Luke Gospel, and actually was moved over to the John Gospel, and today it's in the John Gospel, but we actually have manuscripts of Luke where that story is in the Luke Gospel.
Yeah.
You show how stories were mixed and matched and moved around and so forth.
Yeah.
I think that Jesus was showing how forgiving God is and how loving God is.
Yeah, that's certainly what the story is about. Yeah.
That's why he did not throw the stone and told everybody else, don't throw stones at other people. I've certainly displayed on hangouts that I will throw stones. I'm not Jesus, Other people want to, atheists want to, put me right in line of, oh, you're a Christian, Rob, but yet you get drunk and you throw stones. But I'm not Jesus. That's the mistake they make.
Well,
I'm not Christ. I fall short of the glory of God. It doesn't make me not a Christian.
Well, yeah, but you shouldn't sin too, right? You know,
Whoa, no, of course not.
Jesus commands us to to be perfect. Is how one
He does.
verse.
He does. And
You know,
I've been falling short of that lately. Personal stress. I'm a human on Earth, and I feel I've been convicted by God over this last day and a half. So I'm definitely humbled now compared to when I first came into the Hangouts. Fire in my hands, I've been humbled a bit. There's some evidence of God in that, so they don't want to hear that, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you should certainly
Tone myself down a bit. It's fine.
Yeah.
I had a lot of pent up anger, and atheists swearing at me in chats and calling me swear words because I wouldn't come in Hangouts. Calling me a keyboard warrior because I had so much to type but not enough time to come in here and say it. They got under my skin. I'll admit that. That's no problem.
Well,
You're a Christian, Floyd?
I am not.
No.
I'm not.
Are there any in here? I know. Hi, Nadia.
Yeah.
I see her muted herself or something, and evidence is muted.
I know some stuff about the Bible.
I just got back. Well, I'm muted because I was grabbing a beer. Perhaps I spelled that wrong, and you thought that I was grabbing a bear.
No, it's fine. I proved already I like my drink,
Yeah.
Doesn't make me not a Christian. God commands me to not take strong drink, which, I disobey him when I do.
Which God would that be?
My Christian God, Jesus Christ.
So you're drinking water.
Right now I'm drinking Coca-Cola.
Okay, but it's only the Muslim God actually to prohibit people to drinking alcoholic drinks. Alcoholic drinks. I mean, as you know,
Well,
you have to drink wine to. Wine is the blood of Christ,
all right, but we can't take a strong drink.
Oh, so it has to.
Do not get like the King James. Do not be drunk with wine.
Okay, when I was baptized, not baptized. When I was,
don't do it in excess. Don't get drunk like I did.
Yeah, is there do you have this kind of ceremony in England or United States? I mean, you're born and then you're baptized if you want to, and then you get about 14, 15, or 16, and then you go to it's like a meeting where you have to.
Oh, that's Catholics, catechism class.
So you mean Sweden is Catholic?
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Sweden.
Oh. We have that tradition, and we have to visit the church like 20 times. We have to participate.
I mean, I got to be 16, 17. I was a wild child. I was not obeying God at all.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the priest one bit. I was just listening to the boobs of the other women. So
I can relate, And then at 38 years old, God came back into my life, and I felt the Holy Spirit over me.
Yeah. Perhaps you and Floyd can have this. Could go on if Nadia doesn't come back.
I like talking to Nadia too. Nadia,
Yeah, sure, but she's muted.
she must be
perhaps
busy.
perhaps she's doing something.
Yeah, I don't think the Bible as a whole prohibits drinking alcohol. I think it clearly says not to get drunk. Psalms even says getting drunk leads you to poverty, which I obviously think would happen. Obviously, you can't hold a job if you're a drunkard. But I don't think it actually prohibits
Atheists will.
drinking a whiskey cocktail, at dinner time or at a party. Obviously, if you drink 3 or 4, then you have the issue. But obviously, if you have a problem with alcohol, you're better off not drinking at all. Obviously.
I mean, the problem was that I had never been in these chats, and I have time to come in these chats when I have free time, and when I have free time from my work, I like to partake in a little bit of drinking. So now I've been labeled a drunkard by the atheist community, and that's just not true, or else I wouldn't function in society. But I do take it to, I had some pent-up anger, and I let that out right now. I admitted it, and I'm sure someone will listen to this and copy it and mirror the video.
No. It's I'm hoping it's not going that way because, but that's just.
Hey, it's fine.
Yeah, because I'm sure unless Nadia goes back, I'm sure Floyd is kind of interested in what your beliefs are, if you're a young Earth creationist and whatsoever, and perhaps we can go on from there. And
young
perhaps,
Earth. I mean, I went over all that with Nadia. Nadia, I let her ask me a ton of questions.
yeah, sure, but you have to realize you are new to me, so this is my second hangout ever, and I mean.
No, come on now. I've seen you in other ones.
Yeah,
it's the first one he's hosted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was actually just I was messaging Nadia trying to say, how do I open my own hangout? I couldn't figure it out, and I saw on her post she had a link where she was, and that's how I found you guys.
Yeah, but okay.
So, all right. God bless you guys. I'm here.
Yeah, like Floyd said, this is my second hosted hangout. I've been on GMS hangouts and others before, but it's kind of different when you host one. So perhaps if you could explain your.
Well, I've heard you. I have heard you speak to other people, and you're respectful as can be. So I don't have a problem with if someone denies the beliefs that I have. I don't have a problem with that. I don't at all. It's when I'm attacked for my beliefs that I get very defensive.
Well, to the people that don't believe, I mean, generally we are very interested in history and genealogy and evolution and about Genesis, cosmology, and we are generally interested in why you believe the things you do. Because I mean,
I'm interested in all of those things also.
Yeah, I mean, according to some people. To especially the young Earth creationists, I mean, we are in a lot of trouble when Jesus come back. So I mean,
I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, so that's why I think people.
If someone if someone swears at me and stuff like that, you want to swear at me, and you're not doing that. I'm just saying, so to speak. That people have sworn at me in these chats, and I tell them, I say, well, good luck with that when Jesus comes back and sends you into the hellfire. That is...
Okay, I have I have personally a lot of things to say about that
Have you ever
sort of notion, but I think I would first get the floor to Floyd to address you on that point, because
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, have you guys ever, have you ever witnessed Christ in your life? Do you just completely deny him, or what? Like, you just completely deny Christ ever lived?
As far as a historical figure, you mean?
In any sense of the word, here, you can. I would like to know how you. Have you ever seen the movie Son of God? How about that?
I'm not
Jesus Christ lived. He died. He came back.
Well, I certainly don't believe.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I certainly don't believe that Jesus was divine and did miracles and was resurrected from the dead.
So you deny the entire Bible?
I didn't deny
all the
that.
all the four Gospels you deny.
I think a large amount of the Gospels, if not all of the Gospels, are fiction. Yes.
Okay.
I somewhat lean towards Christ mythicism, although I'm not entirely sure.
So you've never had any interaction with God in your whole life?
Interaction with God, not that I can verify. No.
No,
Hey,
no,
Rand.
not physically. Not physically, but spiritually. You've never felt the Holy Ghost over your body?
No, I don't believe so. No.
You don't believe it, or you're not sure?
No, I don't believe I did. Enough to say I'm not a Christian.
I mean,
Hey,
because a real
Mr.
Christian.
Campbell.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, how you guys doing? You good?
Good.
I just came in here, Rand. God bless you, brother.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Campbell, I have a question for you.
I'm sure you do. I just finished taking a little look around YouTube and saw there's got to be at least 50 people bashing me tonight, so I'm sure you might have some.
Rand, there's about two of us, me and Ross, standing up for you, but that's fine.
Well, I know, man. Hey, look at me. I know. That's fine. I expect, Jesus Christ said they hated me first, so I'm not worried about it, Brett.
We don't hate you, but I expect Nadia or
They do.
Friend has question to ask you, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, who's going to clean up the mess of bodies you left behind you with all the reprobates you smacked around the last week?
Well, that's John 15:18. They hated me first.
Yeah, I got a cleanup crew and a security crew, bro. You know what I mean? So, look at bro. Here's the bottom line. There are those that are going to believe in God and they're going to love God and they're going to live for God, and there are those that are not. Now, we could sit here and discuss this for the next 20 years, and some might come to God and some might be lost in God. They might be taken from God. There might be some deconverts. But at the end of the day, this world is crazy. So for people to say that you're crazy to believe in a God, I would say that you're crazy to live in this world. This entire world is nuts. You got to be bipolar to even stand up in the morning. So at the end of the day, you guys can go ahead and bash Rand Campbell and make fun of Rand Campbell and do what you want to do. But I'll let you know this. I draw this hate onto myself for my own personal reasons. I love to be hated. I love it. There's nothing I love more than to know that you people draw yourselves towards me to be mean and to be angered and to be upset and to be vile and disgusting and rude and obnoxious, and then say that I'm those things. I draw that onto myself from everybody. I'm not saying that's you so much, sir, because I've watched you and you're generally pretty decent, and I give you kudos for that, but I have my share of people on YouTube that treat me with absolute disgust. And when I asked Alex Botten tonight if I was a mirror to atheism, and are there atheists out there that are ignorant, rude, and disgusting, his answer was no, absolutely not. No one is. Just Rand Campbell.
Liar.
So I mean, if you can either listen to those words and say, no, Alex is right. There are no disgusting atheists out there, or you can say to yourself, you know what, Rand Campbell's right. There's equal on each side of this argument, and Alex Botten knows that and lied. So I'll just leave it at that, man. It's okay. You guys can bash.
Alex Botten is a liar.
Yeah, I doesn't matter. I think I was pretty respectful in that hangout. I don't think that anybody had the decency to say, you know what, Rand actually held himself in that, and he was very kind to Alex, and I didn't blow up. I didn't act like an asshole. I was respectful. But nobody mentions that. You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
because what they want me to blow up, bro. That's what they want. They want Rand Campbell to snap so they have something more to talk about. The minute
Rand,
I don't do that, it goes against what they want.
Hey, Rand.
Yeah.
John 15:18. If the world hate you, ye know it hated me before it hated you.
I know that, man. And they could say they don't hate me.
Amen,
but
brother.
I just watched 2 hangouts. I flipped back and forth, where if I had a dime for every time the name Rand was mentioned, my Lord, I would have, listen, bro, I could buy a new house tonight, because
You know what, Rand?
it's
Jesus
amazing.
Christ knows what you're doing. Jesus Christ knows what you're doing, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
No, man, it's interesting, though.
It doesn't
that, you
even
know,
matter what I think.
It's just interesting that, I mean, Alex Botten got so giddy when I showed up tonight. Did you see him get giddy? I mean, am I lying?
He is such a clown.
Well, I wouldn't say clown, but
I would call him a clown.
Yeah,
and
but
I'll talk to him next, and I'll handle him the same way Rand did.
Okay.
I hope I pray over God.
Okay, Rob.
I have the patience to speak to.
Rob.
Can I finish?
Sure.
I pray to God that I have the patience that Rand had tonight to speak to this clown the way he did.
Yeah, I do agree that he made a lot of stupid.
Yeah, Rand showed respect and was completely calm and did not explode the way he was pegged to explode. He did not go off the way he was.
Yes, sure.
And if you were in that chat on the sidebar,
yes,
these people were all insulting.
Okay, Rob. Okay.
I was called how many names?
Yes, okay, Rob.
Up.
Okay, Rob.
Raw was in there. Raw was in there, and he was called how many names?
Yeah. Okay.
These people
agree.
don't have anything to add to discussion.
Yeah. Okay.
They have nothing.
Okay, agree that. Okay, that there was.
You're not letting me finish. You're speaking over me.
I mean,
I'm just trying to finish. I'm just trying to
finish.
These people were insulting, and they have their own opinions.
Yeah, sure. I hear you, and I agree that Alex did a numerous of name calling himself, and that was not appropriate. But
what did Alex say that wasn't appropriate?
I just told you that Alex did say a lot of things that were not appropriate.
Like what?
Well, he said that he wished that Rand Campbell would die of a heart attack. That was not.
But he's not the only one. He's not the only one. I just got a threat tonight. I just got a threat after that hangout. Somebody added me on Google Plus, so I added back, obviously. And as soon as I added back, and they seen I added back, they say I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow. I'll screenshot it. But he says you are a disgusting, despicable. He says you are despicable. So I just go LOL, and then he types up, "Kill yourself."
Yeah,
so,
sure. And of course, Alex Botten did say a lot of other things that wasn't appropriate.
But I don't care. You know what I mean, bro? I don't care that they do that.
But you have a history, and there's a lot of tension and so forth. But
they create the tension.
Yeah, please let Nadia speak, and then Floyd, and then we welcome Green Souls.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this room's going to fill up now that I'm in
Right.
here. Watch this, man. All right,
Right.
go ahead. Let it happen.
All right, let Nadia speak and we'll come
How
at
did
her.
you, right. How did you see the discussion you had with Alex about the verse John chapter 3 verse 16?
Look, I know exactly what that verse is.
Who doesn't know?
But here's my point. I don't play those games with the unbelievers. Do you understand? You've never seen me do that with an unbeliever. If you don't believe that verse, I'm not going to quote it for you. You've already heard it. You know what it is. What he does is he was attempting to get me to say something incorrectly so that he could go, you don't even know the Bible. He should have picked a much better verse than that. Everybody knows what John 3:16 is. But again, I don't allow the janitor of Pepsi to talk to a high-ranking officer of Coca-Cola. I'm a high-ranking officer of God. I'm a high-ranking officer of God, and he is a janitor for the atheism community. Why would I let the janitor of the atheism community speak to me, Rand Campbell, who is in high authority with God the Father? Why would I allow that?
Every atheist and every Christian knows what John 3:16 is.
Exactly.
It was rhetorical.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you didn't watch wrestling in the 1980s and 90s with Stone Cold Steve Austin, come on, man. He could have picked a different verse and maybe caught me, but the bottom line is, I even said to him, John 3:16 is what you need to do. He should have taken that and went, well, obviously he knows what it is then.
Yeah, true. True.
Brandon, ready?
Rob,
on behalf. For God so loved the world.
Rob, please.
That he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever should believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Come on, man. What do you think I don't know?
He didn't miss a word.
Why would I play his game? I don't play games with people on the internet.
Amen.
If you want to be a Christian and sit down and have a Bible study with me, I'll do a Bible study with a Christian. I'm not doing a Bible study. I'm not doing a Bible study with atheists.
Rob and Rank Clamp, could you please help me out here? This is my second hangout ever, so could you please?
I would like to have a.
Okay, you know what? Hey, Rob.
Study.
Rob. Okay, Rob. When the host of this hangout says that we need to stop talking, we need to stop talking so he can control his hangout. So I apologize.
No.
I'm good.
I don't want to interrupt you guys. It's just
like
no. I
understand.
know that Nadia has raised her hands for several hours, and
that usually means she has to go to the bathroom.
But I'm sure she has one or two questions, and after that we can probably get to Floyd. I like him a lot, and of course.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to Floyd too. I like to speak to Floyd.
Yeah, and of course I like Nadia a lot, but don't tell that to my wife, because then she will get mad. Okay, go ahead, Nadia.
Yeah, I think Floyd might concur with this. Many people have likened your style of participation to, I think, a sort of dialogue that goes along in professional wrestling. Do you see parallels yourself with how you do your presentation of your position in professional wrestling?
Here's what I would say. I would say that I am who I am. My personality is the exact same on YouTube as it is in the real world. I'm electrifying. I'm powerful in spirit. I'm powerful in personality. When I walk into a nightclub, people trip over their chairs trying to get me to shake their hands. I am a very, very big energy. And when I come on YouTube, I am very passionate about my Father in heaven. And I allow my personality to transmit that into this community. Am I artistic in the way that I deliver what I believe? Absolutely. Is there some acting involved? Of course. Do I bring anything to the discussion? Probably not. But for a guy that brings nothing to the discussion, I sure do bring a lot of views and a lot of people mentioning my name, don't I? Kind of sounds similar to Jesus Christ, and I'm not putting myself in the place of Jesus Christ, but I'm saying that Jesus Christ was apparently insignificant to everybody and never existed, but yet 2,000 years we're all still talking about him, and he's still the most discussed name in the world. It's awful interesting that recently Rand Campbell, who is insignificant to this discussion, all of a sudden becomes the most discussed name in the community. And what I'm showing you is that that's what truth does. Truth gets attacked. That's why atheists don't go after Muslims and don't go after the Hindus. They go after the Christians because they go after truth. And they know that there's a
I
truth
go
to
after all of
Christianity.
them. Hold on, Randcam. You said that atheists don't go after these. Yes, they do.
Okay, I want you to show me some hangouts
We're
where you
clan.
have been laying
Go
into
help Satan.
Muslims.
Scumbag.
Link me a hangout. Link me a hangout that you went after Muslims, please.
Oh, I haven't done an honor hangout bashing Muslims because I haven't had a reason to.
Yeah. Okay. And the bottom line is, I don't have to lie, bro. There is an absolute attack on Christianity on this internet, this YouTube, and there is no doubt that the focus is on Christianity. So I don't have to sit here and condone you telling me that it's not just the Christians, when in fact it is 80% Christian. And even the atheists that are willing to be honest will say, yeah, we go after the Christians. And the reason why is because the Christians will go after the atheists. You don't hear Muslims going after atheists neither. Christians do. Because this is the real war. The real war is between the Christians and the atheists. That's the bottom line.
Okay, Floyd, take the floor.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the internet communities is taking place in the United States and in Europe mostly, which is predominantly Christian. So, yeah, the cultural war, so to speak, is going to be between the two factions of the cultural war, which is like the liberal, secular community and the more conservative Christian community. There is very little Muslim interaction. It's starting to come up a little more. You had the Sam Harris, Bill Maher confrontation with Ben Affleck, a few weeks back. And everyone criticized Sam Harris and Bill Maher for attacking Islam. I mean, the liberals were shooting them down. I think Sam Harris is absolutely right about Islam. We do need to address them more.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want to ask. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, please?
Sure.
What is your opinion of me? Because basically tonight has been about the atheist opinion of Rand Campbell. And I just watched a hangout with a woman that I was associated with behind the scenes, just having anyways, I really liked her. I thought she was a wonderful, wonderful human being, and I thought she had an excellent mind. Once you get past the... no. No. Her name is Hillary. Her and I had a really nice friendship behind the scenes, and she's an atheist. But I loved Hillary. I thought Hillary was a beautiful, wonderful mind. Once you get past it being hard to understand her, and you give her an opportunity to be able to take the 30 minutes to say what she needs to say, you'll find behind all of that is a wonderful, beautiful person. And she's an atheist. And she introduced me to a lot of ideas and a lot of things that I've been able to adjust and tweak even in my own belief system with God. But even her tonight was up in this hangout with Fiona, and there wasn't a single person in that hangout that didn't bash me every chance they got on the microphone. And it's just, I find it very interesting that I today, before I decided to do this, because I never agreed to do this hangout with Alex. He put a video up stating that I had to come to this hangout. And even when I did come, he said, you did as you were told. Because he knew that it wasn't an agreed hangout. Although everybody was saying if Rand Campbell doesn't show up, then he's an asshole, a punk, and a coward. So I wasn't going to show up. I decided that, no, we're going to do it on a neutral hangout with somebody that can moderate this so that we can have a respectful discussion. But then I was speaking to a beautiful Christian woman today, Jordan, my friend Jordan, and she just we spent an hour talking today, and she just encouraged me to do the hangout if I was led by God, but to represent Christ and just to be calm and just to show YouTube a side of me that maybe YouTube isn't aware of. And so anyways, I took it to prayer. I decided, okay, I'm going to do that. I went on to the hangout. And I did the hangout actually from a parking lot because I was just coming from the airport. So I pulled into a parking lot to do it when Alex gave me the link when he called me to the hangout. And I thought that I was very respectful. I thought that I was very honest. I thought that I was apologetic and very kind. I thought that I was a decent human being. But what's interesting is everybody said how great he was in the hangout and what a wonderful person he was in the hangout. He was the one calling me names. He was the one acting vile and disgusting. He was the one that forced the hangout on me without me even being able to agree or disagree. And when I came onto it, he automatically made it sound like I was his bitch. As a matter of fact, that's what he said. You came to the hangout because you're my bitch. But not one atheist ever looked at that and said, you know what, Rand actually did show up, and he actually did, you know, come into this hangout respectfully and do the right things. But people are still, but people still applauded Alex. Although, if you really take a look at that situation, you would have to say to yourself, Rand Campbell was the better person. I was the better person.
I mean, Ram Campbell, I am an atheist, and I actually think that Alex did poorly, especially in the beginning. He was name calling.
I agree.
So, I mean, you cannot do this generalizing.
He was tap dancing the whole time.
Yeah,
Rand, if I may.
I think
yes, sir, go ahead.
can generalize that because I saw the chat.
I didn't see the chat. I wasn't watching the chat.
Well, I mean, here is evidence from you, and now me of saying.
Hold on a second.
A little bit I saw, Rand, you were doing. No, you were a gentleman. You were explaining, you know, the cancer remark as best you could and the reason behind it. And Botten was acting like a dickhead. Now he rallied later. Apparently, I didn't watch the whole thing.
There was 100 people.
No, don't think atheists are all just going to support Alex Botten just because he's an atheist. Please.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I just watched two hangouts. I just watched two hangouts where people did though.
There
and I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
Could people in there chatting?
Okay. Could you guys please help me out here?
Hold on a second, bro. I know this is your first one hosting or second one, and I haven't hosted one, but there was over 100 people in there posting negative stuff about Rand. And everyone was insulting, using swear words, calling Rand a cunt, calling me a drunkard, all of that. This is what they do.
I'm muting myself.
Now you are generalizing. If they don't know you, they can't say that stuff.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Rob,
to do those things which are not covenant.
Yeah. Okay,
Rob?
Sure. Could we please hold to this kind of? I think Floyd has one more question to answer, and then probably, I mean, Reclaim has been here for a while, so could we go Floyd a question, and then Reclaim, and then perhaps Blues? Is that okay? They ask one question and their own.
Of course, it's okay.
Okay,
I was just making a point.
Yeah, sure. Because Floyd, and then someone answers, and then Reclaim, someone answers.
A huge attack. A huge attack. That's why I interrupted.
Yeah.
Have you had any drinks tonight, Rod?
Yeah, of course I did, man. I finished my brief, and I'm good. Don't worry.
I don't think you're good. I don't think you're good.
Yeah, Reclaim, I don't think you're good because you worship Satan.
I don't worship Satan.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's keep this. I'm going to leave if this isn't controlled. I don't want to be in an uncontrolled environment right now. So let's just everybody have respect for each other.
I'm sorry, please. I'm trying to control this, but this is my second hangout. I have given moderation controls to Floyd. I have a problem with the language, and I'm trying to give each other equal amount of time to speak. So if you have If you have problems with it, take it up in the chat and we'll try to correct it. I'm so sorry if this isn't going the way you
No,
like.
it's okay. It's okay. Let's just keep some control. That's all.
You're doing
Yeah,
good,
okay.
Evidence.
Give Evidence a chance. This is first couple times. You know, he's starting. So this.
I mean, I was saying Floyd, and then I was saying Reclaim, and then I was saying Blues, because I suppose they have questions to ask the theist community, and when I speak about the theist community, of course there is Rob and Rand Campbell.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Floyd, and then Rand Eklund, and then Bluesberry, and then Nadia.
Yeah, I don't have anything right now. In fact, I think it's time for me to go to bed. I have some early work to do tomorrow morning, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here.
It's a great haircut. You got a great haircut, man.
Oh, thanks. So.
All right, Floyd. It was nice talking to you. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Take care.
Yeah, you take care, man.
All right. Bye now.
Then I suppose we have Reclan, and then Bluesberry, and then I'm not sure about this guy Heavy Holt.
Oh,
Is
Heavy's a good guy.
Heavy Holler,
Yeah, is he a Christian or a theist?
an atheist.
Atheist. Okay, so then you go Reclan, Blues, Nadia, and Heavy. Okay,
Okay.
Reclan, go.
Oh, yeah. So, I was just saying to Rob, I don't worship Satan, and I think you should lay off the drinks every once in a while. I mean, it's okay, but I mean...
Yeah, it's fine. If you want to attack me, then stop posting devil horns and saying Hail Satan in chat rooms.
Oh, I did that once, and it was a joke.
It's not funny.
I think it's hilarious.
You would.
So, Ran, as I said at the beginning of this hangout, you changing your view and you dying of a heart attack, I think it's much likelier than that you're going to die of a heart attack pretty soon than you changing your view because you're closed-minded.
I'm not closed-minded, bro. You see, that's the whole thing. Is that, do you think that I was a Christian do you think that I've been a Christian my whole life?
I
No.
would guess not.
No. Do you know that I was a serious bad guy my entire life? That I was in and out of the penitentiary? That I have been a criminal from about the age of 15? And I didn't find Christ till 4 years ago. So 5 years ago, before I found Christ, do you know what the Christians used to say to me?
What did they say?
You're closed-minded. So was I closed-minded for 50 years of my life? Or have I been closed-minded for 4? You see, I know God, and I'm not going to sit here and explain why I know God. I know God. I know God. I didn't have God brought to my life in my home. My mother killed my father when I was 4 years old, and then she went on to kill another man. And I ended up in an orphanage where I was abused, beaten, and treated like garbage until the age of 14, when I finally ran away and ended up in 22 group homes and hit the streets. And then I lived in the streets and in and out of prison all my life.
God bless you, man.
And when I tell you that God found me, God picked me up and straightened me out. I didn't look for God. I didn't fall into a church crying because I needed salvation. God came to me. God came to me, and God fixed Rand. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to get into my testimony. I'm just letting you know that to call me closed-minded is ridiculous, considering I was closed-minded for 50 years, and when people try to preach the Word of God to me, I wasn't rude or ignorant to them. I just said, look, I'm not interested, and moved on about my business and did what I was doing. So was I closed-minded then, or was I closed-minded when I finally took a look at both sides and called on God and asked God to make himself real to me? And lo and behold, he did. He made himself so real to me, I can't even begin to deny it. So I don't know. When you say closed-minded, do you mean that because I'm not willing to go back to my old life? where I never had God in my life, that makes me closed-minded? Or am I closed-minded because God made himself real to me and I refuse to deny what I know to be true?
I don't think you're willing to change your view no matter what, is what I'm saying.
Not now. No, not now, bro. Honestly, not now, bro. If I could sit you down and explain to you how I know God is real, and you could listen and actually understand that I'm telling you the truth, you probably wouldn't believe me, and you probably wouldn't should be changed because of it. But you might walk away going, wow, if that really happened, I can see why Rand believes. I can see why Rand has such a reverence for God. I'm not as bad a guy as you guys think I am, man. You got, you got.
I don't think you're all that bad of a guy, Rand. I just think you're extremely fake. I don't think there is a real Rand Campbell.
Yeah, that's the whole new thing everybody's doing now. That all of a sudden Rand Campbell doesn't even know Rand Campbell. Wow. Here, I'll show you my driver's license. The bottom line is that people love to hate characters like me, because I come on YouTube and I scream and I yell and I beat the truth into people, and I say things that are unchristian. And then it makes you think, oh, he couldn't be a Christian. But if I'm not a Christian and you're an atheist, shouldn't you love me more that I'm not a Christian? If I'm destroying Christianity, which is what most atheists want that to happen, though. Most atheists want Christianity to die. If I'm killing Christianity from the inside, shouldn't you guys be applauding me and going, wow, what a warrior?
No.
What a warrior. This guy, if I'm
It's because they're fake, Rand.
If I'm the horse, if I made my way into Christianity and snuck my way into Christianity and have all the Christians fooled into believing I'm a Christian, and on the inside I'm destroying Christianity from the inside, shouldn't you guys be cheering me on? Why are you guys hating me? Why are you guys hating me?
I think when we destroy Christianity, it should be with honesty, not dishonesty. That's why I don't like it.
Why did Rand attract someone that's a Christian like me?
Exactly.
Yeah,
because I'm the truth.
But as far as
debunk that. Hold on, debunk that. If Rand is such a fake Christian, then why did he attract a Christian like myself?
All Christians.
I don't hold that view, so why do?
All Christians. I not only attract all Christians. Christians let me get away with doing what I do. Why do they let Rand do what he does? Do you know why? Because they know that the message I'm bringing is straight from God.
Rand, I'm say, Rob,
joke.
I have a question for you. I can prove I'm not of Satan right now. And me and Rand have discussed this, and I don't want to offend any other atheists, but don't you realize that atheists are your allies against the much more serious extreme radical Muslim threat, Rob? Aren't we your allies? We hate them as much as you.
Thing as Christians saying Fiona is not a Christian, which she isn't. Fiona is a Catholic.
We're kind of getting off topic. Let's get back on track, y'all.
Well, isn't that on topic?
Well, I was asking you. Well, I mean,
we don't want to go wandering off.
You say Rob or Rand. It's troubling.
Don't you realize atheists are your allies against radical Islam, Rob?
Well, are you?
Yes, we are allies, like it or not.
Why? Because you're.
Because we had to team up with Stalin at one point too, because we're fighting a common enemy, radical Islam.
Stalin executed how many of the Russian population?
That's not the point, dude. That's not the point.
It is the point.
That's why you're closed-minded, Junior. I'm trying to reach out and make an ally.
I'm closed-minded because Stalin killed 50 million Russians.
No, he did not kill 50 million Russians.
How many?
If you add it all up together, all of
you're confusing politics.
Probably somewhat short of
He's a
100,000.
wicked chicken. That's the
Were
best
actually
thing
killed
you
by
can
him
put.
directly.
See, Rand.
A
Rand,
million,
what I'm
a
talking about,
million,
Rand.
a million,
Don't even
a
read
million, a million were sent through Gulag.
Okay.
And then the Ukrainian famine is improperly attributed to him. And
5 million
the rest is
in the
just purely
Holodomor,
fabricated.
Stalin's famine.
Blues,
All
wait.
right. So it's fabricated.
It was
so
not
everybody
really his
was
family.
there.
Yeah,
And
No.
Stalin
It was
was a
not
great
fabricated.
guy.
Those people died. Those people genuinely died. The trouble
So
is,
Stalin
you have
was
an
a great
insurrection.
guy.
I beg your pardon. No, he wasn't
Was
a great guy.
Stalin a great guy?
Or, he was
Hey,
a
y'all,
horrible.
we're getting way
Hey,
off.
Committed
you are
atrocities
great.
and
Hey, Rob, you know what?
but the
Rand,
scale,
would you lay
the
some sense on
the
your fellow
scale,
brother here?
the scale was not comparable to anything like the Third Reich. That's the deal.
I didn't mention the Third
Committed
Reich.
atrocity. Excuse me.
I didn't mention the Third Reich, though.
Excuse me. He committed atrocities. He was terrible, horrible, and so on. It doesn't mean you get to blow the numbers up to imaginary hundreds of millions dead. Okay? Okay. Ran, I wanted to hit on basically the idea that, well, to the extent that you might be, quote-unquote, secret agent undermining Christianity from within, I don't actually think that's a good idea. I think people should have their freedom of thought and so on and so forth, and the issue is not the core belief, but these peripheral wildcat doctrines. I guess in some respects, maybe somewhat innate to Protestantism, but even so, the denominations within Protestantism generally do this. It's the non-denominational affairs where.
Hey, Nadia, can I ask you a question?
Excuse me.
Wait, Rob.
Excuse me. Have no institutional authority to essentially rein them in, and that's where things get problematic. You have people who have these crazy interpretations of scripture that and are inspired to go do horrible things. Okay,
That's right.
Rancam, would you
Yeah.
care to respond to that?
Great, thank you, Nadia. Unfortunately, Rekla Anderson left the group. I was just going to give him the opportunity to speak. And now I think it's Heavy Hauler's time to speak, and probably he's going to address one of you Christians. So you always have the chance to speak, either Rob or Rank Campbell, and then we go to Blues, and then we go to Original.
I just wanted to ask one simple question.
Okay. You have to ask us that's one simple question first. Okay.
Yeah, one simple question.
Sure.
What fact of history is going to deny that religion, which I subscribe to no religion, I follow Jesus Christ, I hate religion, and politics, either side, conservative or liberal, has not eventually contributed to mass genocide when they are given the chance. Each one of these, Stalin, Ming, Obama, if he gets the chance, will exterminate
Well, I could
all people.
Stop right there.
Yeah, Rob,
Yeah.
I could.
Stop it. Go ahead and deny it.
Yeah, sure.
I just
could.
did, motherfucker. Obama has never threatened to kill anybody. So go fuck yourself.
Oh, that's an
He's committing genocide. Where has Obama committed genocide? Please tell me. What's his plan?
Really?
Are you one of those FEMA camp boys?
Did he
Oh, FEMA camp. Oh boy. You know what? I've got to do the Jason fucking Burns show. Fuck this jacket.
Guys, Rand left.
Yeah, run
Yeah,
away.
we noticed.
Run away.
It wasn't even talking about him or to him.
I just made a comment.
That's a shame because I didn't get a chance to say anything to him.
I made a comment and then they run.
Well,
Yeah, we should have cut Rob's mic a lot earlier. But
Yeah, Evan, it's not your fault, dude. You're just starting out, so don't worry about it, man.
I'm so sorry if I
No, don't worry about it. Don't
mistakes,
worry about it, dude. You're just starting, so don't worry about it. Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
gonna, it'll happen. It'll get better.
Robert,
Yeah.
Mute myself, okay?
thank you.
Yeah.
That's what other people do when they don't have the mic. I mean, I suppose Heavy Hauler has a question, but I could just easily refute this Stalin and Hitler thing, because I mean, people who do atrocity, if we look back to history, I mean, Hitler wasn't killing Jews because he was an atheist, and I mean, Stalin was certainly not suppressing his own people because he was an atheist. But there are clearly evidence that there are wars that are thought based solely on religious thought, and torture and other stuff. If we go to the Spanish Inquisition and so on. Okay, I gave Heavily Hauler the floor to ask Rob, and then I gave Original if he's even here, and then Nadia can go. Okay.
Well, mostly I was just gonna make some comments, but evidence. This you said this was like your second hangout, I think. But anyway, since you're just getting started, don't worry about what you're gonna have some problems getting started, but don't give up. Keep on doing it. What I was gonna say was I don't have any history with Rand, so I really can't say from a personal point of view much about him. Mostly I just see things, videos he's done, and things I hear. But what I was going to say was the chat or hangout with Rob and Rand, I thought it went pretty good. It went a lot better than I thought it would. And I enjoyed watching it. It was pretty good. That was mostly all I really wanted to comment on. But, I thought they did pretty good on both sides. Sometimes one or the other might have got a little off, but I think overall it went really good.
And I want Nadia to speak before I do, because she slams me into place every time. So
Okay.
go ahead, sister.
Nadia, and then Original. What is his name? I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
Did you know this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay,
Wolf
okay.
King.
His picture is like Wolf King, but it's
Well, Nadia will rip my face off. So.
okay. Nadia
Well,
ask.
Took it already.
Okay, Nadia ask Wolf, and then Wolf can ask Rob. Okay.
Yeah, it's an alternate account for Wolf. In the meantime, I would briefly note the anti-natalists are floating around. I can get you a link to that if you care to wander over to where there's kind of an actual opposite side. And maybe for Rob, I would. Yeah, there's a certain matter of like you have to be a lot more rigid about like taking turns, speaking and such. At least in a digital medium, a little bit like being on the phone, but kind of even worse as far as that goes. So
It is worse.
yeah, it's worse. If you can maybe like be pretty vigilant about trying to keep up with learning the new medium.
I try.
We would be really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not one for accepting neutrality of God. Like I've said, I've been neutral with you in your own hangout, and I will show evidence for you the same kind of respect. But you've also seen me in unmoderated chat where I basically let it loose, and I am not neutral, and neither are you. You're not neutral. You don't believe God exists. I believe God exists. There's no neutrality there. I don't think we should pretend that there is a kind of neutrality. Doesn't mean we can't be friends or that we can't get along or have a discussion. But to pretend that we agree on that is ridiculous. Right? I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Well, I don't think it was a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never really a question of that. I think the emphasis might have been missed with my approach to you. I think I was really talking about just sort of like coordinating, like literally, who is talking when, that kind of thing. Not really the real content of our discussions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I try. I mean, not everybody says go ahead. So I appreciate that, and that lets me know it's okay to speak, but no one else does that. Literally, no one else does that. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
And I am vigilant, and I am a warrior for God.
Oh,
So,
great. Perhaps
there is no, I give Nadia all due respect. Ask her. I'll answer all her questions. I will hang out with her anytime. And she says, go ahead and speak. And then I know. But no one else does that. So, other people attack me. I blurt out. I have admitted that I partake in some cocktails and got a little loopy myself and interrupted people. No big deal. Whatever.
Perhaps Heavy Holder has a question for you.
Oh, I was just going to say something. I was saying the chat, the hangout with Rob and Rand. I mean Alex and Rand. I guess I got y'all's names.
That's fine.
And no, I didn't have any cocktails.
I'm trying to be respectful, but it's tough to be respectful. If you read, I was in the hangout with Rand and Dickhead Alex. Those comments, those comments at me and at Raw. We just say praise Jesus to people, and they're like, "Fuck you, you cunt," and that's what I hear from them.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you respond to that? How do I, as a Christian, respond to "fuck you, cunt"?
You don't. Go ahead, Heavy.
How do you? How do you respond to that?
I don't know. I've never been called one.
Well, then you're not doing it right, bro.
I think I made a few comments. I think the one comment I made in that side chat was, they were talking about Rand and whatever, and I said, "Oh, he's just a big cuddle bear."
So you saw the comments then?
Oh yeah, I saw. Well, see, I think
just brutal and attacking and brutal and more attacks, and we withstand that as Christians. We will take that on. It doesn't matter. It's not important.
The Assyrian Church of the East, who you deem not true Christians, I think puts up with a great deal more flack. They have actual.
I am a true Christian.
Well, these people are literally being martyred. I mean, the truest Christian a martyr?
Hey, sister, come cut my head off. I'll take it. I read the Jesus.
I was saying that the Assyrian Church of the East, which I believe is centered in Iraq, both historically and nowadays, it's like getting wiped out or something. Actually, I'm not really sure what
they
Christians ISIS is attacking. I'm not sure what the Christians ISIS are attacking actually are, but I know the Assyrian Church of the East is big in Iraq.
The ISIS group is murdering all Christians. They are going to have Muslims ruling the world. So
I don't see them laying siege to the Vatican.
You don't see it, but I don't know if I would put all my money in that horse if I was you.
Okay, perhaps we could take this conversation to another.
Well, I think Nadia had a great point there.
Yeah, sure. I love Nadia.
Nadia always has a great point.
Yeah, she does. But somehow the way you title your hangouts, it's not going to turn out that way. So I mean, you're the only theist in the room. So
of course.
Yeah. You said you're not.
I'm not a theist. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I want to.
Sure.
Jesus Christ in the kingdom of heaven. That's
my own kind of theist.
Yeah, sure. And you previously that you don't.
I hope I do everything right.
Yeah, and you previously told me that you don't mind people objecting your beliefs. So I think you would be quite
relaxed.
Yeah, you're relaxed or at ease with the.
I would be, my brother, but I've been attacked so much. I really.
Yeah,
I will relax. You want me to relax for you, bro?
Yeah, sure. I know. I must get heavily hollered to speak soon. I'm so sorry. I mean, are you young Earth creationist or are you old Earth creationist?
I was saved from Freemasonry.
I'm sorry.
I was a Freemason.
Do you believe that the Earth? I'm sorry. Do you believe that the universe is 14.7 billion years old, or do you believe that the universe is 6,000 years?
I believe that the universe was as old as you say, and that
I made two.
God created fellowship with human beings 6,000 years ago.
Well, I just made two claims.
It might have broken.
6,000 years old according to the genealogy of the Bible, or it's 14.7 years old according to the sciences, or somewhere there between.
Well, can I not agree with both?
Well,
I can explain them both.
Well, I'm not so
God
sure.
was here. God was here with us. He always has been since the beginning.
Yeah.
You want to let me finish?
Yeah, sure, but you always have this. I mean, I'm not familiar with the English language.
Okay.
But you have this tactic to answer.
The world is as ancient as you claim it will be. The world is that old, and God was right there.
Yeah, but I asked.
And then God decided that He had a love for humans.
Yeah. Okay.
He had a love for humans that was so great.
Yeah.
That He created us.
Yeah. Preaching again. I asked you.
I'm not preaching. I'm telling you my my belief.
Yes, you are.
This is my belief, but it's my belief. I'm not trying to preach.
Yes, you are. How old do you think? Not how old do you think the universe is?
What do you mean?
We are living in a universe.
The Milky Way?
We are living on a planet.
The Milky Way is obviously billions of years old. Science can pretty much prove it. They can't disprove that it's more simple than that, but they have shown evidence that the universe is older than some Christians. Some Christians claim.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not that familiar, as I said before, with the American language, but you seem to drag out your answers to.
I'm not dragging it out, bro.
Well,
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, to me. So, how old do you think the universe is?
I have no evidence of how old it is, other than 6,000 years old. And
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh man.
you just used his name in vain. Come
Topic
on.
for another hangout.
No. I mean, you just told me that the galaxy, that our galaxy is billions of years old, and then I ask you how
And
old.
God was there. God created that galaxy.
Well, that is not true. So.
Can you tell me that's not true? I mean, you're making a claim now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the universe.
So you can tell me that God did not create that whole universe.
No,
You were there 15 billion years ago? I mean, come on. That's a lie. If you tell me that God wasn't there 15 million years ago, yet every day you wake up and you brush your teeth, right? You go to bed every night and you wake up and you live your life in conformity that next day will be the same as the next.
Yeah. Do you want to know the age of the universe, or do you?
You've been there?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you that God created all of it.
Do you know how old I am?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter. I mean, we could be 50 or 1,000 years old.
I'm 43 years old.
I'm 40.
Were you there?
I didn't claim to be there. What I'm telling you is that in reality that we live in, you subject yourself to a conformity of nature. Right?
You
wake up, you brush your teeth, you go to bed, you go to work or not, and
yeah, and the universe is still 13.7 years.
Well, that's beyond the point I'm making. That every day you wake up and you live in the conformity of God.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You live in a.
I'm
trying to tell you. But
yeah, it's like my 2-year-old child is going to tell me something. I mean, I wake up and I have breakfast. I wake up and I have to.
Next time your 2-year-old cries, ignore them.
Yeah, Rob.
Ignore your child.
Rob, please, Rob. Please, Rob. Are you the same guy that? Rob, please. What is wrong here? I just told you, Rob, please. What is wrong?
Right. Well, what's wrong is you're not letting me finish.
Well, you interrupted me 50 times, and I.
Okay, then go ahead.
And I let you continue. Are you the same guy that Alex Botten muted because you don't allow replies on your comments?
Yeah, but that wasn't me. That was his followers that had reported me.
Well, you see, now you're talking to you know what my profession is?
What is your profession?
No, well, I'm an IT technician. I'm a web developer, and I'm
Okay.
actually
So you
an
work on
IT
computers.
expert. And you just lied to me
About what?
that that Alex Botten that Alex Botten's followers didn't allow you to have
I
comments.
didn't do that. I even went and checked. When he made that video, I went and looked. I said, what is he talking about? And I already admitted that I didn't know how this worked, and I didn't block anything. I was completely new here.
Yeah.
So if I went and looked up videos on YouTube. And you know what the video said? It said, scroll over your comments. And so I went back and I looked over my comments. And I scrolled over my comments.
Yeah. Well,
When I scrolled over my comments,
yeah, sure. I hear you, and I understand.
reply. It said mute reply, which meant that anyone could reply. So maybe it was because I had muted Alex, and I have muted Alex on several occasions because all he does is insult and judge and insult and judge.
Yeah, and all you do is taking up airtime. Thank you for the comment. I think.
But you're ignoring my other comments.
No, I'm not.
And you changed the subject.
No, I'm not. Do you think I'm 20 years old or something?
Atheists live by conformity of nature and materialism. Do they not? So philosophically, hold on a second. Philosophically speaking, do atheists live by natural conformity and materialism? Do they or do they not?
Heavy Hauler, you have the floor.
Oh, I was just going to ask.
Oh, you're going to let that go?
I don't quite get what you're asking, but I don't get what you're asking, but I do have a comment.
You live by conformity of nature. You get up, you brush your teeth.
Well, you do the same thing.
Of course I do. I believe in God.
So what does? Okay, anyway.
So why do you get up and brush your teeth if you don't believe in God?
You've lost me already. Let me ask you something.
I'm asking a really simple question.
Now,
why would you get up?
Rob, you have already.
Can you answer a simple question? Why do you get up and brush your teeth if you don't believe in God?
What does believing in God have to do with brushing my teeth?
Because otherwise I will get.
Seriously, what does getting up and brushing my teeth have to do with whether or not I believe in God? What are you talking about, dude?
Because you are living within a conformity of nature.
And you are too, so?
Of course, because I believe in God. You can't put it back on me.
I don't follow what you're saying. Let me make a comment.
Of course you wouldn't.
Dude, you've been talking for a good while. Let me ask you something.
That's fine.
Have you been on YouTube for a good while?
No, I have not.
How long?
I came in here to justify Jesus Christ.
Yes, you have. Robert, please, you have it. I mean, Heavy Holder here speaking for. If we are talking about 100 minutes, Heavy Holder here is speaking for.
I have not been on YouTube for a long time.
No, I mean, you have a channel and make videos and stuff.
I have not put out a video in 2 years.
But you had, well, then you've been on YouTube for a good while. Well, my question, well, actually, you made a comment about people was like, saying things about you and cussing at you and stuff like that, and insults.
Okay.
All right. Now, my question is, do you have a history with a lot of these people or some of these people?
No, I went to praise brother Christians, and I was attacked by atheists.
I mean, have you had like interactions with any of them before tonight?
No.
Huh.
I went to say, hey, praise you, brother, God bless you, and I was immediately attacked by atheists.
Well, I didn't attack you.
Not you.
I mean, don't lump all of them together. You know, I mean, there were maybe just ones that was saying something to you, but I wasn't in there.
And I tried to explain this to people, and my education's been attacked, my character's been attacked. It's really not your problem, bro.
Well, the reason I asked
I'm not putting this on you.
Oh, no, the reason I asked was, like some people, like on YouTube, in this community, they have a history, of interacting and stuff for, maybe going on a year or a couple years. So there's a lot of going back and forth where people are jumping on each other and stuff like that.
Of
so
course.
Much going on. And see, that's what I was just curious if you had been.
And nope, and I didn't, and they hated, and any of my jumping on them is all within the last month. Last 2 months, tops.
Yeah, because I've never met you. I've never met you before, so I didn't know. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, and I'm a warrior for Christ, and I'm coming at people, and I'm telling you things like I just told you. That atheism is a joke, and it cuts its own throat, and it lives in. Well, it lives in a conformity of nature. Why do you get up and brush your teeth? You have to think about that. You said, I don't get it, and let's change the subject. But
you're saying it has to do with God. I don't see that it has anything to do with God.
It does, because you're living in conformity of God's world. Why would you brush your teeth? What? If you're an atheist and there's no God, then we're all cosmic stardust, and why bother to do anything in life?
Because things you do in life matter. Why you're here.
Where did you get your morality from?
Oh, I'm not even going to go down that road again. I've been down that road. I've asked that question so many times and given answers.
And what's the answer? I've never asked you.
No, but what I'm saying is, whenever I try to answer that question, when I'm asked it, it's brushed whatever reasons I give are brushed under the rug.
Well, I'm not going to brush them under the rug, but my point, then let me tell you that...
No, so you're going to tell me the same thing all these other people have told me. I've heard it before.
The reason you live in conformity of nature and you live according to what we're supposed to do in this world is God.
Yep, that's what you believe.
Well, why else would you bother? Is there a really other good reason why you would conform to this world?
I'm not conforming to the world. I live in it. You got to survive.
Well, if you live in it, then you're conforming to it, aren't you?
I don't know if I would use that word. I'm
well,
not sure.
Then, okay, so you don't conform to the world. You go out and do what you want?
Well, we all have a sense of morality. Right and wrong, all that stuff.
Right. Where did that sense of morality come from? That's from God.
Okay, if that is what you believe,
can you prove that that sense of morality does not come from God?
Can I answer?
Sure.
I'll give a short answer. You believe morality for everybody, whether Christian or atheist, comes from God. To you, that belief is true. That does
You're
not
assuming that. But you're not proving your point.
Wait, Rob. He's making a claim.
He's not listening to what I'm saying.
He just did. He said it.
I just said that, you believe that morality comes from God. Okay, now that is what you believe. To you, that is real. That is true to you. But what you believe doesn't make it true for me.
Okay. So,
because belief is a very personal thing, and it works for you. It's what you believe, and what you believe is real to you, but it doesn't
So
apply to everybody else.
Where does yours come from?
I got it in a jacket, a box of Cracker Jacks, you know.
So that you get your belief in life. You brush your teeth because of a little box of Cracker Jacks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a very reasonable answer. Yeah.
So it's complete reason. So where do you get your reason from?
Oh God. Oh, I
Well,
use that word.
I mean, I have not heard anything. It's nothing that justifies it.
No answer I give you will be satisfactory.
Well,
So
because you're
I'm not
not
going
giving
to
us. I mean, you can say that, well, brother. But,
No, I'm serious. No answer I will give is satisfactory. I have been in these
but you're
conversations
talking around
before,
it.
dude.
But
I know
you
where it's going
just
to go.
lost the conversation because
Okay, I lost the conversation. Fine. I don't care.
you know God exists.
No, see, there you go. You're going like the rest. You are assuming something about me that you don't know. You can't
Well,
prove this.
I can't prove that you personally know God, but I know God knows who you are.
You see,
And
this is all presupposition.
I know something else. I know one other thing that you cannot deny. And that was the point I made. And
Well, I can
that-
deny it. Dude,
well,
think about it.
of course
If
you
I
can.
do-
You can
hang on a
deny.
second.
You know, I
Hang on
can
a second.
say my walls in my bedroom are not white, but that doesn't make them not white.
See, if I really was convinced of the existence of a creator, do you think I would ignore that? See, that's the thing that a lot of Christians are fundamentalists.
Yeah, because Satan,
No, I don't believe in Satan either. I don't believe in any God.
then he's really got you fooled.
But what I'm
You
saying
really
is,
need to take this into your heart.
what you believe is real to you, but it doesn't apply to everybody else. But see,
Of course it
you're
doesn't.
saying that what applies to you applies to me because you think it's real.
But you couldn't deny my points.
Yes, I can. I do not know a God exists. There is nothing to convince me at this time of my life. Now, that may change. It may be a year
Because
from
you
now.
denied all of the truth I gave you.
Hang on a second. See, if something,
Your answer was, I've heard this before, and you completely denied everything I said.
yeah, because you can't make statements like that and apply them to me. You can apply them to yourself.
I
Because
was
that's what you believe.
applying them in general, not to myself.
Oh, so,
And you
whatever.
just completely see, like that, whatever, as you said. Anytime there's any justification of Jesus Christ, you are going to say, whatever. And that is a suppression of truth.
No, you see, when you hear something so many times and you're accused of something that you're not doing or
Any
don't believe in
kind
so many times, it kind of gets old, you know?
Any kind of... It's old, but you never talked to me before. And
But see,
any
you're saying the same
kind
thing as all the rest.
any kind of justification for Jesus Christ living and breathing and dying for your sins, dying on the cross and being resurrected,
But see, what
you
you're
are
saying
going to say something else. And
No,
you
what I
are
wanna say-
going to let go of that, and
What-
you are going to deny it. And that's your right, but you know it happened.
No. No, I don't know that.
Well, 'cause
I'm
you
being
weren't
perfectly
there.
honest, dude. I'm being
If
perfectly
you
honest.
weren't there,
Well, you weren't either. See, that's just the point I'm trying to get back to is
but he's come
it's
to
real.
me.
It's
He's
real
come
to
to me,
you.
or else I wouldn't be here.
Huh?
He came to me, or else I wouldn't bother to be here.
Okay. That's good.
Why else would
Yeah,
I
well,
bother to be here?
You have a purpose in life then. Okay.
Well, why would I be here? Why would I bother?
I don't know. Maybe you're a glutton for punishment.
Um,
Teasing. I'm
I
teasing.
could be.
I'm teasing.
See, you know, because
No, I
you
don't
don't
know.
really want to deny him.
No. How do you know?
Nobody
So
wants
much,
to deny.
how do you
Christ.
know so much about me? You don't know me. You've never met me. But you're assuming a lot about me.
Are you driving a truck right now?
I don't have a truck.
What's the background noise? You out in windy
Oh, I'm sorry.
area?
I'm sorry. This microphone is like about 10 or 15 years old.
Oh, I just have a headset.
So that might be what you're hearing.
I finally got it working.
But anyway, about the comments people was making to you, that's why I asked if you had like a history with some of these people.
No, these people made me really pissed over a really short period of time.
Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me.
And I lashed out at them, and I think that you guys can see I can have a normal conversation with people, but these people were just insultive, like, go fuck yourself, go fuck your mom, go suck your mom's tit.
Yeah, I
I can't even tell you all the rude stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really read all that much. I think I made a few comments or something.
Well, this goes way beyond tonight. They were really nasty to me, and it all came back to I had some friends on YouTube that are Christians that I know from Facebook. And they made YouTube channels, and I said, God bless you, bro. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing this. And all of a sudden, I'm getting comments from people that are completely hateful. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't involved in any of that.
I dealt with it, and then I kept saying God bless you because I wanted to encourage them, and eventually it got under my skin. Sure it did.
Oh, yeah.
And I attacked back. And then I found myself praying, and then I found myself on here.
Yeah, how long have you known Rand?
Couple weeks.
Oh, a couple weeks. See, he and I don't have any history really. I think I said one thing to him one time, maybe. So my approach to Rand. That's just something I'll have to see. Is once we maybe have a history together, I can say something about him or not about him or whatever. We don't have a history.
He's being attacked as not being a real Christian, and the way I see Rand is he is the real Christian.
Yeah, see, he has a long history with some of these people, so there's a whole lot of back and forth that's been going on for a good while.
Well, you know what the Bible says? The Bible says, Lord, Lord, not all that come before Jesus are going to make it into heaven. There's going to be a lot of people that claim to be Christian, and they're going to be sent into hell. That's what the Bible says. And Rand is one of those people that he's going to heaven with me. And he's calling it straight on people right now because there's other verses in the Bible that we can learn about being lukewarm. And you can't be lukewarm. You need to be steadfast in God to make it. And Rand is.
What do you think of the thing they did together? What do you think? You may have said, but I didn't catch it. How do you think that went?
What the hangout?
Alex and Rand.
I think Alex is a total douchebag.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think overall it went pretty good on both sides, really.
Hey, can you guys hold on a minute? I gotta go take care of something. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Knowing how things can go sometimes. It was a lot. It went a lot smoother than I thought it would be. It was good.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe it'll. Well, see, that's something I've been seeing, is that there's all this long history between a lot of different people, and things build and build and build, and there's accusations flying, back and forth and stuff, and
Yeah.
it would be good to see if things could kind of settle down a bit. But I think sometimes people just like to keep things going. It makes things interesting.
Yeah, sure. But still, there are claims from the theists that I cannot just let fly, because when they say that I do know that God exists, but yet I don't believe him in him. That's just so stupid. I'm not sure what to respond.
Yeah, that's the presuppositional argument.
Yeah,
It's based on a verse in Romans, and I think it's Romans, but I think it was one of Paul's letters, but I think it had to do with a certain church that he was writing to, about the kind of where they get the presupposition thing from. He wasn't talking about everyone. Everyone. He was talking about to this one church or something about people in the church. I don't know the details. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. It seemed like I remember that.
Yeah, sure, but even if that was right, you could just ask me, do you believe in God? No, I don't. Yes, you do. What the hell? And then you say, do you hate God? No, I don't. I don't even believe in him. Oh, you hate God. It's just so silly.
So that's the thing I was saying. It's like they're making assumptions about, well, like say about you.
Yeah.
That they don't know. They're just going by their belief or this part of their belief.
Yeah.
And they're making these assumptions about you and throwing this stuff at you, saying, here it is. But see, it's like from the very start of the presuppositional argument, it's like they're calling you a liar.
Yeah.
Basically, it boils down to that fact. And sometimes they may wonder why atheists get really ticked off about this presuppositional argument, because it boils down to you're lying, or you're lying to yourself, or something, and that's really not cool.
Yeah.
Or if say you believe in God, but I'm like, well, no. I like to say it. I am not convinced that he exists.
Yeah.
I like to say it that way, because what I was trying to tell Rob, but he wouldn't let me get it out, is that next year or 5 years from now, something may come along that will convince me.
Sure.
See, I can't say that I might not. I can't say that I will never believe that there is a God. And I'm not going to say the Christian God either. There are different belief systems all across the planet.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I am not convinced at this time. That there is one.
Yeah. Sure. Agree.
Welcome back. You all right?
Got to back off.
Probably getting settled in.
Or something.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hey, you guys are good guys. I don't want to get you wrong. You might have philosophical, scientific, theological differences of opinion, but at least we can all talk,
Yeah, we're not going to disagree on a whole lot, but we're not going to, hopefully it won't come to bashing each other over the head.
No, it's a big difference from what I've met in the YouTube community. So I just wanted to, give you guys some props on that.
Yeah.
And especially evidence. Your second hangout or whatever you created, I couldn't even figure out how to create one hangout. So,
Thank you.
I couldn't get anybody. I got my cousin in there and my friend Diana, and nobody else would come in. So
Yeah, it's something that, like, if you start doing the hangouts, it's like it's a slow, gradual, process.
Yeah.
Like you just stick with it, and especially the controls for these things. Some of the controls are like, you're not sure how to do things.
yeah, they're not easy to figure out.
Yeah, they're not real intuitive. But I think there's some tutorials on YouTube about how to set up hangouts and stuff like that. But anyway, what I was saying was, like this is his like first or second one. I was telling him, when he was saying, "Oh, I'm making mistakes" or something, I said, "Don't worry about it. You're just starting. You're going to make mistakes. Just keep at it, and you'll get better at it."
No, my mistakes was I was hammered in the first one I went in. So,
Well, that's not good.
but it happens, and I have an answer as a Christian. We all fall short of the glory of God. So.
But yeah, it'll start out slow, and then once you get like maybe a circle of viewers or circle of friends or whatever, like when people subscribe to you, they'll say, "Oh, Hangout," they'll start popping in or whatever. It takes time.
Yeah, I gotta find evidence on YouTube. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to find evidence. I don't know, 3VID. If you can find me on a Hangout, then add me to yours, and I'll add you back.
Yeah, sure. Evidence for you. Here your profile. There you are. I'm still I'm following you. Apparently.
Oh, I don't know if I found you or see who's following me, or like I said, I'm really new to this, and I was my main attacks were at people that were attacking me.
Rob, do you see the side chat?
No,
It
I don't.
would be
I
on the
don't
right
see
hand
it.
side.
I don't have it. I don't know why my Mac isn't showing.
You don't have it on. Go up to the upper left-hand side of your screen, and you'll see, a little blue square, some little white lines, and when you hover over it, it'll say chat.
Oh,
Click that.
hold on. Let me,
It should be the very upper left.
oh, yep.
Sorry, upper left.
Yeah, heavy hauler.
Yeah, and down at the bottom, I put the link to Evidence for You's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like right-click that and open in a
Alex
new window or
Botten.
something.
Alex Botten versus Ren Campbell post show.
Yeah. That is the actual hangout you're in. And of course, the reason why we are only 3 people in here is because the goddamn Galaxy Dreams 3. I'm just kidding. Is just
Wash your mouth.
I mean, she knows.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I saw she's having a hangout, but
I saw that. We're gone live. Fuck it, she says.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
We're not on my channel.
Yeah.
I don't care about swearing.
Yeah, because
I don't like swearing on my channel, even though I do get drunk and swear.
Rob, you can also add him to Google Plus.
Yeah, sure.
And get notices there as well.
Well, I never swear in my videos, but I sure do lose temper in my hangouts sometimes.
I do too. I mean, I've lost my temper. We all fall short of the glory of God. I mean, we have our own free will to get angry.
Yeah.
People come at me and say, "Well, you're a Christian. You can't do that." And it's like, well, do you understand that even though I am a Christian, I still fall short of the glory of God? They don't seem to understand that.
Yeah, you can
They
see.
don't understand a lot from what I hear in these hangouts. A lot of people, you know, it's the same as. Let me give an example. There are people that are Christians that I've met on Facebook, and they say, well, you have a tattoo. You sinned against God. He's never going to forgive you. And it's like they don't necessarily follow this once saved, always saved. They're like, if you weren't saved by God, you'll never be saved. And they're the ones, they're even more lost than an atheist. They really don't understand what God was teaching. I go back into the real teachings, the Greek, and the Matthew Henry commentaries, trying to understand what Jesus was really teaching people.
I had a set of commentaries look like a set of encyclopedias one time.
It's very
massive.
Complex, and people
Yeah.
let it go. People say, you know what, screw this. I don't care. I know what I know.
Yeah, I wish I still had those. I think I sold them in a flea market years ago. I mean, they were I'm not sure how they were divided. They might have been divided by each book of the Bible, but like I said, it looked like a small set of encyclopedias. I mean, there was
It's
so much
very
in it.
complex, and you can find it online. And it might have been Matthew Henry's commentary.
I don't know. This was back in the mid '70s, I think.
Well, Matthew Henry, he gave his commentary on the Bible, and he picked the whole Bible apart, verse for verse, back in I think the 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been the 1600s.
Rob, do you use your Google Plus?
Well, I'm very new at it, but
Okay.
I am on there now. That's what I'm talking to you guys on.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say you could find evidence for you on Google Plus and add him there as well if you wanted to.
I think I just added you.
Yeah, because I've got a Google Plus.
If you just saw her, I think I added you.
No, not yet.
I see the whole chat now. Here we go. Let me see. It
Just
won't
like-
let me click on evidence for you. It won't let me click on his name.
Oh, what you do is in Google Plus, just copy and paste. You could like copy and paste his name into Google Plus in the search, and it'll bring him up. Or how he spells it.
All right, let me.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
have to
there we go.
click my name. You just you click the down arrow in the top right corner. Yeah.
Oh, let me see. There's two of them. Sweden.
Well, I'm
Would
sweet.
you rather I picked the top one.
No.
Oh, sometimes Google Plus does a weird thing and does two of you.
What?
There's two of me on there.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
All right, so
I-
I think I have him added as a friend.
Yeah, you can like hit add and then go follow. It'll give you a little pop-up. Check follow.
Oh, and it says evidence for you added you to
Yeah.
this.
There I have you. Rob Lane has added you to.
Yeah. All right, we're all good.
Yeah, and in your stream, like say on the Google Plus, you have like your Google Plus page, and if you hover over that, well, yeah, if you hover over that, it'll give you.
No, I think we're good, bro. I think
Yeah,
we're.
and it'll say stream, and when you click stream, that'll give you like notices or something of what your people you're following have done.
Well,
doing.
I'm just Rob Lane. Like, I don't hide behind any kind of name. I am Rob.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's. I live in the United States. I'm up in Maine right now. I live in I spend time in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. Depends on where I'm needed.
Yeah, the Google Plus is not too bad for keeping up. Plus, you'll get notices as well on your YouTube channel
Yeah.
about Hangouts.
I'm still
and
figuring
notifications.
all that out.
Yeah, there's still a lot I don't quite get on the on how to do things.
Me too.
Well, like I told you, I couldn't start my own Hangout to save my life. So. But I am curious why you guys don't believe in Christ. You know, I mean that's what I'm here for.
I used to. Years ago, I used to.
I really
Yeah.
want to speak for Christ, and
Yeah, sure.
I want.
Yeah, sure. You can go first, Heavy Holler.
No, what I was going to say was in my early 20s, early to mid 20s, I was a believer. I did believe, and over time, it was like there were things that I wasn't seeing or experiencing that other people told me what they saw, experienced and stuff. Like, they talk about the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, this and that, a lot of different things, but I wasn't experiencing or seeing any of these things. And gradually, I just finally just sort of eased away from it because I wanted it to be real. And there for a while, it was like, wow, I'm in touch with the creator of the universe, dude,
You are still.
But
you know that.
But that gradually went away, and
You are though. You still are.
Well, not now. If it is, it's on his side. It's not mine. But
he can
no,
say
I'm just telling you my experience.
I'm sorry.
And I gradually I gradually quit.
Robert, please wait.
Yeah, and I finally quit. I stopped going, and so for a long time, sometimes I would think about it, and then I would, and I really didn't know all that much about just what an atheist was. I didn't know about that label, And then it's maybe been in the past 5 years or so I've kind of gotten to know just what that meant.
Yeah.
And that's what I am. I'm an atheist.
Well, I don't go to church. I don't go to a building. I believe that the body of Christ is you and me. You and I are part of the body of Christ. You don't believe that you are part of that body, but Heavy, you and I are part of that body together. We are connected as brothers.
Well,
you can deny it.
I mean, I can.
It's fine, and I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but see, that's what I was saying. It's true for you, but it's not true for me. But anyway, I could have swore I saw Nadia pop in.
Someone else popped in.
Yeah, Green Soul's here, but I could have swore I saw Nadia's picture flash for a moment, and then she was gone.
I really do like talking to Nadia. She's a very intelligent human being, like one of the most smart people that you'll come across on Facebook.
Nadia loses me sometimes because some of the stuff she and some of the others that come in here talking about, that goes like way over my head.
Well, just ask her. Say, hey, Nadia, what do you mean? And
I tried that, and I still don't understand it.
Well, you just have to say. You just have to say, hey, Nadia, what do you mean by that?
Well, I don't shrug my shoulders. I just do this and just leave it alone.
She'll explain it.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Like her and Epicurus sometimes, they'll get together, they'll start talking theology and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, lost me.
They go at it, that's for sure. I've heard that. But Heavy Holler, You and I, we are members of the body of Christ. You don't have to believe it, or feel it, or see it. I got your back, man. Don't worry.
Well, for what it's worth, thank you.
You don't have to believe that, and you don't have to even take that seriously or care.
Actually, we are stardust, more likely.
Well, we're not stardust if you go brush your teeth.
Yeah, just don't call me Tinkerbell, okay?
Well, I can actually prove we are stardust. So.
Really? I want to hear that.
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. 13.7 billion years ago, the universe created from a single point. Do you agree with that?
I can give you that for a subjective point of view.
Okay. 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth was created. Do you give me that?
It's subjective, but sure.
No, sure. Within a billion years, the first cell was created. It's called abiogenesis. Do you give me that?
The biogenesis? I'm not going to give you any of that if it doesn't have something to do with God above it. I mean, that's going to be my argument back at you.
Yeah, sure. That
God was there before.
Agree. It's only have to do with science.
Right.
So it has nothing to do with God.
Evidence. I will grant you all of that if you grant me that God was there before that happened. I mean,
how am I supposed to give you, to grant you that God was there before when there is no evidence for it?
Well, I mean, do you have evidence of? I mean, we're going to get into a huge discussion here.
Bring lunch. It may take a while.
Well, this is kind of easy to me because
I'm not a huge science major. I study law, not science, but I do understand some science. And as far as science is concerned, and it comes to the creation of man and mankind, that I'll grant you those things if you grant what I asked. I mean,
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna go ahead and head on out, guys. Y'all take care.
All right,
sure.
All right, God bless, bro.
Y'all have a good one.
Go ahead.
Evie, you there? I mean, I will grant you certain things, but you have to grant me that God was there before. Like, you can't say he wasn't there before. God was there overseeing everything you're talking about. He created science. God was the creator of all science and all scientists.
Well, it's like, I mean, we can't, obviously I can't grant you that because there is no evidence for it. It's like if you're making a cake and you need, sugar, you need butter, you need flour, and you need eggs, and then somehow you just snap your fingers.
And there's a good analogy there.
Yeah, and do you hear this sound?
Yeah, but
I'm.
But how do you create a cake without God?
Yeah, God. But you and I know that you don't need God to create a cake, right?
Of course you do.
Well,
if God didn't project,
are you serious now?
If God didn't allow you to make a cake,
I just ask you, are you serious?
Cake. I am completely serious. I don't need to stand on the.
Whoops! I mean, Rob, I do like you a lot, but
I like talking to you,
Yeah,
but you
but
can't answer the questions that I put forth earlier.
well, you haven't asked me any questions, but you
Well,
just
I
proved
did.
to me, but that you are. How am I supposed to put this to not sound like Alex
I'm not a
Button?
fundy. I'm not a. Well, I might be. This,
You
according
are.
to some people.
I'm not. I'm actually out of words. You think God is needed to create a cake?
He's the creator.
You are.
Crazy? You want to call me crazy? Go ahead.
No. I suppose you're ignorant.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to take that as a little bit of an insult, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
sure,
also,
but actually, I can prove to you how to make a cake without God. So that would
but
just make
God
your
created the eggs you need.
what?
God created the egg.
No, actually,
Eggs. Can you
no.
make a cake without eggs?
Actually, the chickens made the eggs. So
Well, could you have a chicken without the egg?
yeah. I mean, well,
Chickens come from eggs, right? Like an egg is hatched and you get chickens.
yeah.
So we go back to that argument of what came first, the chicken or the egg?
That would be the chicken.
So a chicken just appeared?
No.
That would have to be a boom, a snap, like you made the noise. Snap. Boom.
I just said no. So if you're going
So
to,
the egg.
I mean, when you ask
One
me,
of them came first.
yeah, and I just said no. So you can't just
But you said no.
regurgitate how
One
this.
came first, the chicken or the egg.
Well, I'm not quite sure, but I think that the chicken might be first because you
Well, if the chicken, then I will answer. If the chicken came first, then it was a boom. The chicken was created by God,
no.
and there's no proof that it wasn't.
No. I mean, yes.
I personally think the egg came first, but
Well, it didn't. I mean, you can't have you can't have all of a sudden an egg.
No one can show a chicken was born without an egg.
Yes.
So as far as humans are concerned,
How? I mean, of course, there cannot just suddenly be an egg just lying there on the ground, and there being a chicken.
So it had to come from a chicken.
A chicken or a crocodile.
So where did the chicken come from?
I'm getting. It's hard to get my thoughts through when you talk over me all the time. Of course, there couldn't.
I'm sorry.
Of course, there couldn't be just an egg lying there, all of a sudden just appear out of nothing, and after so and so weeks or a month, there just appears a chicken or a crocodile or whatsoever.
I wonder if Nadia is listening to us, and that makes me want to talk about Noah's Ark. Because I think that will make Nadia pop into the conversation.
Yeah, and actually, you.
Someone else is in here. Who else is in here?
Well, his name is.
Hey, call me Frank.
Green Zone.
Hey, Frank.
You can go ahead.
Apparently,
you don't.
How you doing, Frank? Oh, I saw Frank before.
Chicken.
He came back.
Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a perpetual question, right, Frank? That we're talking about, like the chicken and the egg. I mean, this is the time-old question. I mean, you can't. Where's the answer?
Yeah, this looks more like a metaphysical discussion. I take a different point of view. I am a theist. However, I don't try to say that my beliefs are true, and there's a reason for it.
Jesus Christ saved your life?
No, I'm not a Christian.
Well, then
No, I'm a Muslim, actually. So I take a different stance on this whole subject.
Good. You're a
know,
Muslim?
Correct.
Well, then I'm willing to hear what you have to say.
And, just to let you know, I don't speak for Islam or anything like that. Is basically what.
No, non-judgmental.
Yes, of course. I take the monoist point of view, meaning that God is one. However, in order for you to even talk or even speak about God or anything like that, we have a very limited understanding because of our senses. Case in point, when you're looking in the mirror, the reflection from the light hitting your retina, thus your occipital lobe, thus the information is coming out. And basically, when you're looking into a mirror, you're looking into a perception that's given to your mind. Hence, you're looking at the past. So our senses, our voices are very limited in a sense. So in order for us to even talk about the concept of God, what are we really talking about? And I think a lot of times we tend to talk about this anthropomorphic God, meaning like a God who has feelings, hands, or something.
What about Jesus Christ?
Yeah, so when those type of concepts, I'm not really into. I don't believe those. But yet I know that my beliefs are not set by proof because there's nothing really tangible or really observable. So,
Do you
I
pray 5 times a day?
Do I try. I
You're
do the best I can.
You're almost a Muslim.
Well, nobody can really determine who's a Muslim or not. That's doing a practice doesn't determine that you're a Muslim.
That's what I want to know. I'm curious about.
I think
still learning about Muslims.
Yeah, and a lot of the beliefs are not uniformed like that. So I think the main concept of Islam is believing in one God, and there's no partners. There's nothing comparable to God. Anything that you try to compare or you try to even talk about it, it's limited. Hence, everything you think what God is wrong. Yeah. And it's what we call the concept of Tawheed, oneness.
I was just born into Jesus Christ a little over a year ago.
Correct.
So that's why I am curious about Muslim belief.
Yeah,
I'm not shooting you down or criticizing.
No, that's okay. In the Quran, we have a whole chapter on Mary.
But what about the chapters in the Quran that I have learned about, where Muhammad is even more hateful than Jesus Christ?
Can you give an example?
I mean, I can bring them up.
Sure.
Hold on. I mean, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, Muhammad was a. I don't want to sound like a.
Yeah, you just gotta give me an example. If somebody's hateful and things like that, what type of behaviors were exhibited in order for that to be determined.
Well, didn't he marry virgins and
Mm,
didn't he die and not be born again? Let's put it that way.
usually that happens to all people that I know. You know, when you pass away,
Well, all people we know, but Jesus Christ was living on earth, and he died and he was born again
okay,
in the Bible.
okay.
So why wasn't Muhammad, if he was the prophet of God?
Was Noah or Moses,
Well,
did they come back to life
they
after they died?
weren't called to be, they weren't
They
called to be
prophets?
the prophet.
But they're prophets. So why didn't they rise back from the dead?
Well, who's the Messiah? Jesus Christ is the Messiah.
Okay, he's a Messiah. Okay,
That's why he was born again. He was
okay.
the living Son of God. He was God in the flesh. Why wasn't Muhammad, when he died,
Because he
born
was human.
again? Right. And
Correct.
Jesus Christ was born again because he was not human.
Yeah, I tend to disagree with that.
Why? That's one of my questions.
Because humans don't rise back from the dead.
But, so you don't think Jesus Christ died and was born again?
Correct.
So you reject the Holy Bible?
That concept of it, yeah.
What does the Quran say about Jesus Christ being born again?
And there's a chapter stating the fact that they thought, and this is what they said, but, as far as his, supposedly people think that human beings are divine. No, they're not. He's a prophet like anybody else.
I need to look this up.
Okay.
My buddy doesn't want to talk about it? We're all alone in here, or what?
I don't know. Evidence said he'll be right back.
Oh, evidence said that? I'm just looking this up because I don't have, I already said I am a new born-again Christian. Jesus Christ came over my soul.
Correct.
I belong to him. So this leads me to John 3.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bible, are you familiar with it?
Correct.
The
Yes.
man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, ruler of the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know thou art a teacher, come from God. So they knew, the Pharisees knew that Jesus came from God, yet they condemned him. So, for no man can do miracles that thou doest, except God be with him. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. So if you're not born again in the name of Christ, then you have no way into heaven.
I don't believe that, but
I mean, I don't expect you to, but
mhm.
those are words from the Bible. That's from John 3.
It makes no sense.
That's from John 3. That was from before Muhammad was born.
Correct, and it doesn't make any sense.
So you deny the word of God.
It doesn't make any sense. How could I
You deny
accept
the
something
word
that's...
of the epistles.
Yeah, but how could
Deny
I...
the word of Jesus Christ.
But how dishonest is that? How
But
could I accept something that's really illogical?
But you have to deny the words of Christ.
If somebody told me that this unicorn, you need to accept this unicorn because it's the
Well,
voice of God, then
what if you stick
yeah.
a knife into the gut? What if you stick a knife into the gut of that unicorn and blood does not come out but water sprays all over your face? The water and the holy life of God. It's not blood.
So I
Because
just gotta accept something that doesn't make sense in my head.
But what are you accepting instead?
I'm accepting God.
Allah.
God, what we call Allah, the creator of the universe.
But you can't reject that when they stuck the knife in Jesus Christ's side, that water and
That
not
doesn't
blood
prove
came out.
anything. That doesn't prove anything. If he was stuck with a knife or anything, he could gold could come out of it. Doesn't mean that he's God.
It was before Allah.
Yeah, but the story doesn't make any sense. It
So
could
Allah
be
could have
a
been
million years
lying
ago.
also. But what
Correct.
proves that Allah and Muhammad?
Muhammad gave the same message as Abraham, as Moses, as Noah. The same message.
Did Muhammad say I am?
No.
He didn't say I am.
I am what?
Well, Jesus Christ said, I am. I am as before Abraham, and I know who Abraham is, and Jesus Christ knew all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But Muhammad just listened to the Gospels and pretended.
Okay.
So, what proof did he give? Did he walk for 40 days in temptation of Satan?
Okay.
No, not okay. Did
Yeah,
he?
that's okay. I'm just listening to you.
He did not do that. He was not capable of doing any of that because he lied. Can you prove he did not lie? Can't prove he didn't lie, did you? Come on. Can you prove Muhammad was not a liar? It was like Satan's little helper. You don't hear me? Come on. Oh, you don't hear me? Scumbag.